I am so delighted today to be joined by the General Manager of the Community Investment for Families Department, Abigail Marquez. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
In a general sense, what does the department do and how does it do it?
Our department, first and foremost, serves as the administrator of the Consolidated Plan. The Consolidated Plan is a plan that we submit to the federal government, to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development annually that allocates federal resources to the city. We work very closely with the mayor and the city council to prioritize how those resources will be implemented in communities across the city. We are currently managing over $250 million in federal, state, and local resources. We support the integration of these services across 20 city departments, and we support over 100 community organizations across the city. Very proud of the fact that as a new department in our first year, we served over 70,000 Angelenos through our programs. We have a poverty crisis, and in our city today, we have over 600,000 Angelenos who are struggling to make ends meet, who, for that, a family of four is making under $28,000 a year, and it's just not attainable for them to be able to pay their rent and pay for other basic needs. So call this a radical idea, but I do believe that poverty is a solvable problem, and our department is grounded on that mission, on the mission to reverse the cycles of intergenerational poverty through the creation of community wealth, and to really leverage all of our resources, our federal, state, and local resources, to alleviate poverty in communities across the city.
You have a number of programs. I mean, obviously there are a lot of adult programs, youth programs, et cetera, but there's also other things like domestic violence intervention.
We support our domestic violence and human trafficking shelter system, which last year helped over 3,000 survivors through other intervention services.
That's amazing. Some of the interventions, have been sort of original, slightly risky, potentially unique in all their ways. And obviously I'm specifically referencing Big Leap, which was, for lack of a better word, an income subsidy. So how did that work? How did it all play out? What have we learned from that particular experiment?
I love talking about the Big Leap program, the city's guaranteed basic income program. I know it sounded like an idea that was just out of the ordinary for government to leverage its resources to invest in this type of program. What Big Leap has done, it selected 3,200 families from, by the way, a pool of over 50,000 people who applied for the program. We opened up the portal back in October of 2021. Of course, we didn't have funding for all 50,000, so we did a randomized pool of applicants and selected 3,200 households that received, for a 12-month period, $1,000 per month of unrestricted financial support. We have some demographic data already. The average income for those families was $15,000 annually. The face of the Big Leap program is a single mother with at least 2 children who is working. They're working a full-time job. We won't have the final results of the pilot until 2024, but we know that we're using the money for basic needs, putting food on the table, to pay for utilities, to begin to save for themselves, to invest in themselves. We've heard from so many families who have now been returned to school and have been able to upgrade their skills, and so they have a better paying job as a result of this. They're able to start their own business, and they were able to stay housed. We know that a number of our families were able to stay housed because of the Big Leap support. These are families that are making $19,000, $20,000 a year, working full-time, and still unable to make ends meet. We have the opportunity to change the narrative around how supportive services are provided and let Angelenos know that we trust you, we believe in you, and we know that you are the best person to make decisions to address your family's needs.
We have to start thinking in a different modality, and that's kind of one of the things that you as an individual and your service to the city of Los Angeles seem to really have in your back pocket. I mean, you come up with some very innovative programs or support innovative programs, and one of the ones is the Youth Savings Program. How is that working?
That's another great program that we're really, really proud of. It's Opportunity LA. It's our children's savings account program that we have in partnership with LAUSD and LA County. It is the largest program in the country. When we started our program, we started with a cohort of over 30,000 first graders because we support all first graders across LAUSD. And that includes 33 cities. It's not just our city, but it's 33 cities across the county that are part of the Los Angeles Unified School District. It has grown now to over 100,000 accounts that we have opened up in just this short period of time, in 2 years. It really has expanded, and I want to acknowledge the leadership of Councilmember Monica Rodriguez, who through this last council budget process supported our request to also continue the program into next year. So we're going to be able to onboard another 30,000 first graders. And the impetus behind the Opportunity LA program and the movement, really, there's over 30 cities and states across the country that have implemented college savings account programs. Of course, San Francisco being the first. Their kindergarten to college program has just graduated its first class, their first 12th grade class. And that is the investment that we're making through the Opportunity LA program, is that we're investing in our future workforce, the future generation of our city.
So how does it work? How do you keep track of those accounts for as long as, they keep them, need them, and want them?
Yes, so we work very closely with LAUSD, and the program is universal. So we automatically enroll all first graders into the program. Again, we're reducing barriers. We're not asking people to navigate through more paperwork, to find the program, to see if they're eligible. It's universal. All first graders are automatically enrolled. We use the data that is provided to us by the school district, and we enroll all incoming first graders each year.
What are you seeing coming through in the most recent survey that you did, and how will you be able to apply that to the services that you want to provide?
We have to center our work on the perspective and the voices of the people that we're intending to serve. We have to make sure that it's grounded on what they need. The priorities have not changed. The priorities are consistent with a survey that we conducted in 2021 for the last 5-year plan, and that continues to be priorities around the production of affordable housing, and of course the preservation of housing to keep people housed, to continue to protect tenants and their rights as tenants, to continue to, of course, to address homelessness, and to also look at prevention, which we're doing more and more of each day, and then to continue to invest in neighborhoods. So that is the work that is still has been elevated as priorities through that community engagement process, and those are the priorities that will be included in this next 5-year plan.
Are you optimistic? Because sometimes it seems the problems are outrunning the solutions.
I am an eternal optimist. I think you have to be, especially if you are tackling some very, very challenging systemic problems. I do believe in the power of government. I think our families, our communities are depending on us to continue to lead with empathy, compassion, and urgency. I have a team that is also looking at me and my leadership in how I will guide the work that we have before us.
How can people reach out and find out what you're doing?
Of course, we have a website that people can learn more about the different services that we offer and truly address the needs of the communities that we are serving. So public input is important, and we welcome that every day.
Well, thank you for taking all this time, and I can't wait to have the opportunity to hear updates in the future.
Thank you. I would love the opportunity to come back.